Hey guys, and welcome to Curls Dislike. These are basically videos of things I dislike, so you might agree with them, might not. With that being said, let's see what today's topic is. Curl dislikes cold. Oh god. It's been freezing. Now I'm not going to say like the common cold or stuff like that. No, I mean cold as in it is freezing in here. And this is one of the things that really does suck when you need to buy like a heater. And there's no point for me to buy a heater because this building I live in, they mostly bring in the heat, you know, when they bring it. But it's like if you buy that heater, you're just wasting your money because then the heater here will work. But they always have to like activate the switch or something, and it's just weird how this building does it. And there are people who probably, you know, suffer from this because you know, during the summertime when the heat comes in, they need to bring in the AC up, and they need to like switch the things around, and it's just like a pain in the butt because it's like you gotta wait for them to do the maintenance or whatever they need to do, you know, in the downstairs in the heating department or whatever it's called. I don't know that place where the janitors go. So it really does suck when it's cold as hell. You're like this, or you're grabbing your blankets and you're just like waiting for that heat to finally come in. And I'm wearing basically 2 sweaters because it's cold. And it really does suck because, you know, you don't want to buy a heater, you know, to realize in the next 2 or 3 days or 4 or a week, you know, the heat is on, and you're like, I don't need this heater. Now I just wasted like 50, 60, 80, whatever, how much money you spend on it just for a damn heater. And it really does suck when, you know, your building, you have to wait for the heater. Some buildings don't have heaters, and those really does suck. I remember when I used to live with my mother, there was in my room, once the winter came and all that cold just hit, oh my goodness, I was just there like this the whole time. You just cover yourself in blankets. And it's just so cold because now on top of that, my room was right next to the window, and the window, you know, you couldn't cover up with tape and stuff because I know some people put tape around their borders or their windows. I couldn't do that to mine because that's where the fire escape was. So I was just there like this the whole time sleeping, like, oh, I got curled up in a little ball. And it really does suck because it's like, it's freezing. So it's like, ugh. And another one, I'm not going to say the cold necessarily bothers me. I really like the snow, and I like to jump in the snow. But when it's cold, that's when I'm like, It doesn't really bother me when I'm inside because I just put on my blanket, watch a movie or watch a TV show, you know, watch some fighting or whatever. You know, you just cover up. But when I'm playing a game, that's where it sucks. Because I'm on my computer like this. And all of a sudden, since it's cold and you just keep feeling the cold, you're just like, come on! Ah! You know, you can't move. You're just, you know, you're like, damn, I don't. You're just like that, and it really does suck. Now, another part that really does suck about the cold is when you work outside in the cold. Oh my goodness. If you have a job that's outside and you gotta do construction, or you gotta fix a roof, or whatever it is, and it's cold, it sucks because you gotta just put layers of clothes on, and then you're just gonna have to work with all these layers. So, you know, sometimes, depending on how, you know, big your clothes are, you know, you're limited to how much moving you can do, or, you know, move around and look behind you because you have all that clothing. And this is just to prevent you. Now I feel bad for some of these cops too because they get upset, and then, you know, when the traffic light goes out and they have to stand there in the cold and do the directions. Oh my goodness, I could imagine how cold it is, you know, doing these times, and they're just like this, like, you know, they got to do the directions, or construction too. It's just like fixing a roof or doing landscaping too, you know, when you know, even though in the cold you won't do it, but you got to pick up the leaves, and in the winter time you have to, you know, plow the snow, because I know that's what landscapers do now. And it really does suck for them, you know, to you know, all this cold environment, you know, they're like, oh. And then, you know, as soon as they take off their gloves, and then they just see that their hands are cold, and then when you take off your shoes are just blue. In the inside, you know, your socks are blue actually, because, you know, all that snow, that probably water and all that stuff, and it's just horrible. Just cold is just one of those things that we just dislike. Now, another one I know that I will dislike is when you work in those factories and then, you know, you see the truck doors, you know, the trucks have to come in and come out, and the gates are, you know, open, and for those moments of time, sometimes there are supervisors who are jerks. And I had this one guy who will always leave the doors open, and I got sick because of that. And I just, ever since then, I pick on this guy. Ever since then, because it's like, yo, close those doors, man. Tell him, because, you know, you don't want to get sick. You need the money. You need to work. And when those doors are open and there's no truck coming in, you have to close those doors. But some people just don't. Now, it really does suck because, you know, you're there working and, you know, you're getting cold because the door is open. And that really does suck. So I really feel, you know, bad for anybody also that, you know, works in factories where there is this wind coming in through the doors of trucks, or maybe they had to open the gate because a truck is coming in, and it's just like, wow. Even for mechanics too, mechanics actually suffer because they have to open these doors, close these doors. They have these big heaters that, you know, that help them, but, you know, you got to just stay right next to the heater, do this, and then go back into the car and just start working. Sometimes you have to work outside. Wow, it is a pain in the butt with the cold, and you gotta work. It's one of those things that, you know, some people just gotta deal with it, and it really does suck with, you know, anybody who has those jobs. I even feel bad for the garbage people too, because they have to work in the cold and, you know, picking up the trash and throwing it, and they're not in the car the whole time, you know. Only the driver's majority in the car, and the other one's just holding on in the back and then, you know, getting off, picking up the trash and throwing it in there. So, you know, there's a lot of jobs out there that you have to deal with the cold, and it really does suck. Unlike you know, people who work in the offices, you know, they're in there, they have their nice little heating and everything, you know, but there are people who have to deal with so much cold, and I'm one of them that has to deal with this cold. So I really do dislike cold weather. Well, the cold, not weather, because sometimes it affects, sometimes it doesn't, but I really do dislike the cold. So with that being said, I got a special thanks for you guys for watching my videos. If you guys want to support me, I would gladly appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys next time.